Kathy, tell me about Take My Hand medicine.
Take my hand medicine. Take my hand medicine. Last night, I really felt like something was missing. I was lonely, feeling disconnected. And I was glad to feel that because at least I knew where I was starting. I didn't want to be lonely and feel alone. And all of a sudden, I had this feeling or knowing of take my hand. And I know it's a simple action. And then I found myself listening and taking a breath and being still. And I knew what I wanted was to be connected to something bigger than myself, something that satisfied. I wanted to be connected to the bigger than myself that created the Grand Canyon, that created hummingbirds, something magnificent, not disconnected and by myself. And then I just saw hands reaching out, and I reached my hand out, and something bigger than myself met me part way. I was touched by reaching out my hand. That's all I did, was admit I was lonely and reach out my hand to connect to something bigger than myself. I don't care what word you use, creator, God, universe. I see around me so many exquisite things, and I know there's something bigger than me. And yet I feel this loneliness. And then I reached out my hand, and it met me partway. And I realized what I really wanted was to show up for life, to really live, to find what satisfies, to find my joy. And today, the step was to reach out my hand, to take an act of faith, an act of courage, to reach out my hand. That really simple action, to reconnect. And then I realized I had done it the day before. When I was seeing someone at Gentle Bear Healing, I had held their hand, literally and figuratively, while they got to know themselves and realized there was so much beauty in themselves, that they had so much medicine, and that they were actually creating something beautiful. And I realized that what I had done with them, I now wanted to do for myself. And of course, I would like to spread this take your hand medicine to realize how powerful we are when we reach out to something bigger than us. It will take our hand. When we reach out to each other, we can take each other's hand and truly be of service to each other. And then the loneliness and the sadness won't own the show. The satisfaction and the connection. And what I loved the most about this was it was a come as you are event. You didn't need to be perfect. You didn't need to be totally healed. You needed to arrive for yourself to create change. The Take Your Hand event. Do you think you might want to take part in that today? That you might want to take someone's hand, take the universe's hand, take your own hand, and show up for yourself to build something beautiful and push the loneliness away, and in its place create something of joy. That's what happened to me, and I wish this Take Your Hand medicine on you. If you'd like to share this with me, we welcome you at Gentle Bear Healing. Take Your Hand medicine. Bye.